Hey, this is John. Just thought I'd share some tips that I've learned over the last few days for Gowiwi. I'm going to start by showing my war attack and kind of my thinking when starting an attack. The first thing you have to decide is obviously where you're going to hit the base, and the first tip I learned was never attack a Inferno where you attack both at the same time. So in this case, you'd want to attack, coming in towards one side or coming in towards this side. You would never want to come in this way because both of the Inferno towers will hit you at the same time. So that automatically always limits you to either one side or the other. The second thing that I try to decide is if I can attack on the queen side, which is right here, I tend to prefer that side. That's something else I learned. And obviously if you can attack on the clan castle side as well, that's good because you can draw those troops out and get rid of them at the beginning when you have your rage spell activated. And that will take them out faster. So in this particular case, the other thing you want to do is create a funnel, and you probably know that, but since there's only two walls, there's this outer wall and this inner wall. What I decided to do, I had been using earthquakes, which I'll show later. In this particular case, I decided to use a wall breaker on this outer wall because I knew I could get one in without it dying, and then using a jump to get in the second wall. So step one of the attack is to bring 3 golems, and you'll see I'll spread them out here, and then right away drop about 5 well, it looks like I'm dropping about 10 wizards to support. And then I drop the wall breakers right in the middle here, so those just kind of landed. And the key with Gowiwi is to always protect your wizards. Like, that is the key to making this thing work, is you've got to protect your wizards any way possible. So by spreading out the golems, notice all my wizards are still alive. So that's one of the things I'm always trying to think about, is how can I keep my wizards alive as long as possible. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, as you can see, is I'm dropping about 4 giants. Probably 5 would be better, but 4 giants here. And the reason for that is they're going to absorb some of the damage, especially when they get near the Inferno tower, which will again help preserve my wizards and keep them alive. So those are coming in now, and I'm going to drop the poison spell. So you see the poison spell is where I anticipate the troops attacking, where they're going to hit. And as my troops come in, I'm dropping a few more wizards. I haven't dropped them all, though. That's key, is to not drop all your wizards at once and do a full attack all at once. Once I have this funnel created and my troops are starting to come in, I'll drop my witches, and the main reason for witches is to give another distraction for the Inferno tower to try to hit something other than my wizards. So the giants and the skeletons are going to be my biggest distraction for that Inferno tower. Right here, pretty soon, I should be dropping a rage spell. And then now I dropped my golem, which is in my other clan castle, or my clan castle troops. So now I should have a total of 4 golems, and my giants are almost gone, but they've kept my wizards alive at this point. And I just dropped the rage spell as well. So go ahead and let this play out. You can see all the wizards are staying alive. Now we're starting to take some hits on the Inferno tower. You can see my wizards right here in the center. There's a whole clump of them. They're all starting to go down pretty quick. So I probably need to drop that freeze as soon as I can. And I think I was a little bit late on the attack here, but it should be any second here. And there it is. Okay, so some of my wizards went down, but it worked out. Drop the jump you see there. That's getting my troops in. And I don't think I pointed out that my heroes I dropped as well. Once I created the funnel to come in, that's when I drop the heroes, because I know they're going to go straight in versus around the sides. And making sure the jump spell is there too, so they have a nice clear path to the town hall. It does help to have a high freeze spell. I do have the max freeze spell, so that lasts a long time and gives my troops some time to take out the Inferno tower and some of these other things. And then I drop my second rage spell in the center, which is just going to try to get the troops to take out as much as possible. In this particular attack, I actually brought a second freeze. So there's kind of a couple different ways to go about it, which I'll go over in a second. But in this case, I had 2 rage, 2 freeze, and a jump is what I brought, and then the poison spell. So I'm dropping the freeze there. My troops are coming in. We drop the town hall. At this point, it's all just playing out, and I'm watching my heroes and waiting to activate them. Just activated the queen there. We're already at 44%. We already have the town hall down, and the golems are still taking a lot of the hits, so my wizards are staying mostly alive here. We're going to get 50% pretty easy. So yeah, there's a 51%. So I'll just fast forward this. Once here, this will wrap up. So we got about, I think it was close to 60%. Maybe it was 55. Anyway, I'm gonna exit out of this. So let me show you another attack. This is back in my back in one of the attacks I did here recently. And this was a 2% or 62% for 2 stars. You can see my army composition at the top here. 3 golems, and then I had 1 in the clan castle, which there it goes, and a wizard. 2 wall breakers, 4 giants, 3 witches. Now in this particular case, I did the same thing. I did the same attack where I had 2 freeze instead of 2 rages. So sometimes I'll go back and forth. But in this case, I brought the 4 earthquake spells. So let's watch this. Now I find that certain bases are better for doing an earthquake spell. This particular base, there's a lot of walls, a lot of intricate, like the last one that we saw was an outer wall and an inner wall. It was really straightforward. This one, there's not really a clear path for the jump to get through. You could do a jump here as well. So I'm kind of playing right now with whether I want to do an earthquake or whether I want to do a jump spell. But what I'm looking for, again, I'm looking at the base. Got an Inferno on the left and an Inferno on the right. That means my approach is either going to be coming in from this side on the right or coming in from this side on the left. I probably could have gone for the left side if it was war, because it was the queen is over there. But I chose the right because of the amount of dark. There's 3,000 dark, and that's the reason I hit this base was because I wanted the dark. So that's why I chose the right side in this particular case. So 4 earthquake spells, they're level 1. Drop those, and that automatically I have a clear path. Like all those walls are down, and it'll funnel right in. So the funnel's created. So I spread out my golems. Looks like I have about 8 wizards drop, 9, and just let them do their work. They're already funneling in, and once the funnel was created, I dropped my clan castle right here with the 4th golem and wizard in there. And pretty soon I should be, if there was troops coming out, I'd be keeping an eye out for that. But pretty soon I should be dropping my heroes. A few more wizards. There's the giants first. And there's the rage. Witches. And heroes should be coming up next, if I recall. And it looks like I dropped I saw my wizards were starting to die over here, so I dropped the freeze spell first. And in a minute I'll drop my poison somewhere in the center here, because I noticed that I pulled the clan castle kind of late in this attack. So we'll let that happen here. There's the poison drop. There's the heroes. Okay, so right now the wizards are staying alive pretty well. If we zoom in, that's probably because there's only that first Inferno Tower is down, and we've got a couple golems kind of hidden behind all this mess in here. But I have a lot of wizards alive and coming in towards the town hall. I do have a freeze still left, so as they start getting closer to the Inferno Tower, if I start seeing them die, that's usually when I try to hit that second Inferno Tower. I dropped all the rest of my troops. Now we're funneling in. Looks like I have 3 golems in the center, and my heroes went right where they were supposed to go. And that Wiz Tower, gosh, all my wizards are almost dead here, because there was a wizard tower right here that almost took them out, but because I had so many wizards, it dropped pretty fast. So probably in a second here, I'm going to drop the second freeze on this one, I think. Rage first. Oh, maybe I used it already. But I've already gotten the 2-star out of that. So the main thing I wanted to show you here was just that what side to attack, what side I go for. Always go for one side of the Inferno over the other. Hold some troops back. I like to throw in a few giants to help try to absorb some of that damage at the beginning so that my wizards last longer. Now, just as a final thing, let's look at your attack, and you might be able to see a couple mistakes based on some of those tips that I'm going to pause it right away here. So if you're looking at this base that you hit, automatically I would either hit from the bottom right in here, or I'd hit from the top right through here, only because of the Infernos. Now, because of the Archer Queen being at the top, I probably would have hit from this side. And given the wall structure here, I probably would have done 4 earthquake spells and knocked I probably would have dropped him right on this Inferno Tower, so that this inner wall here and this second wall from the Town Hall would be out, and then I would use a wall breaker to open up the gap right in the center here. That's typically probably what I would have done here, because there's 3 layers of walls to get through, and that's where I think the Earthquake is helpful, because you can get 2 walls down. Technically, I guess a jump spell could do the same thing. So if you wanted to bring one or the other, that's what I'm still trying to play with, because 4 Earthquake spells is equivalent to 2 of the other spells. So you could bring 1 jump and a whole extra freeze or whole extra rage versus 4 Earthquake spells. So I'm still kind of playing with that, but maybe 1 well-placed jump on the Inferno would have worked here. And okay, so let's go ahead and start playing this, and then you'll see, I think you picked a side that I probably wouldn't have picked to go from, which is because you're going to have 2 Infernos hitting you if you can get to the center there. Another thing, looks like you held back the troops pretty well. Looks like the poison was a little bit misplaced. I usually wait for them to kind of land a little bit more, but sometimes that just happens, not a big deal. But all your troops are completely dropped at this point, so that would be another thing that you'd want to just kind of hold back, wait for the golems to get in deeper first, wait for that funnel to be created, and then drop those other troops. If you look, I missed it, but almost all your wizards are just about to be dead. There was a whole group of them that were pretty low. And drop the hero late, that's good. And yeah, it looks like when you dropped the rage, it was nothing. They were not funneling in. So if you had dropped the jump spell first, that would have completed the funnel, and that's why the troops are going all the way around to this side here. So in this case, you might have worked to come in because the other Inferno Tower is quite a bit over to the side, but that was what was missing here, is that you didn't have the jump spell dropped first. You got to have that straight path right in, no matter what, or else the AI will pull all your troops to the side like this. And then the wizards are trying to attack nearest thing, and your golems are going for defenses, and then that's when your wizards die. So yeah, the jump spell was a little late. So those are some of the things I noticed. Attacking from a side that has both Infernos at the same time. In this case, you didn't quite get your troops close enough, but you could see once some of those skeletons came into the middle here, both Infernos were zapping them. If you had gotten both of all your troops to funnel in, you would have been battling 2 Infernos at the same time, and that's really hard to do. So that's why I wouldn't pick this side. And then the other thing I would do is drop your troops slower. Don't drop all of them at once. And then the third thing is you need to create that funnel before you drop like your heroes and some of your other troops. So those are some of the things I noticed. We'll just kind of fast forward this out. Looks like yeah, so all your troops went around the side. That was mainly because of the funnel. So anyway, I hope this is helpful and that it'll work for you. I know it's been a really good, I've had a good couple of attacks here. If I go to my attack log, I missed one, but some of these are barches. So let me scroll down. So here's 2-star 85, 2-star 71, 2-star 58. I did have a 1-star down at the bottom here, but these were all using the same army. You can see my army composition. These were all using the 4 Earthquake spells. You can see right in the center here. And I think these all had both my heroes. There were ones before it did not, but I was getting 2 stars on ones without my queen below as well. So I definitely found it to be working really well for me. So hopefully this helps, and thanks for listening.